Happy day! My name is Jenna Paul. I am a clinical nutritionist and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is my first video and I just wanted to introduce myself, let you know a little bit more about my background and my story and why I decided to start a YouTube channel. It's been on my mind for years, if I am completely honest. I just love video, I love education, and I use my hands a lot to describe certain things and to educate, and I'm just very flamboyant, I suppose, in some ways. And so this is all about education. At my core, my mission in life, the thing that just gets me going is finding ways to educate that are fun and that make sense. So I love the science. I love understanding all the little mechanisms behind how the body works, but you might not, and I want you to to understand how your body works in a way that makes sense to you, so that you can then walk away with that information and do something with it. You know, it's easier to remember when things are fun. So I love nutrition. It's something that's always been on my radar, I suppose. Like, I've always been aware of what food is and aware of how it impacts my body. How does it make my brain feel? How does it make my gut feel? How do I feel more energetic? When do I thrive? When do I not thrive? And over the course of my life, this has just been something that has evolved, and food in particular has been such a cornerstone and a prominent part in my life, both negative and positive. I think that, you know, there's nothing better than a real soulful session, sitting down to a dinner table with, you know, your most favorite people and sharing a meal. There is something so enriching about that experience, and you also always you walk away feeling both satiated in your body and your soul. Like, there's just something so fulfilling about sharing that meal, and there's something so lonely sometimes about experiencing a meal by yourself. And so I guess on that level it excites me, but it's also been a really big nemesis of mine. I have had body image issues and eating disorder stuff. I don't like to give it a massive label, because I think for me it was never one thing, you know, but I've had that since I was 12. Like, I've always been aware of my body and its changes, and it's not always been a positive impact on my brain, and the way that I talk to myself and the way that I see myself. So over the, 20 odd years of living with disordered eating behaviors, it has looked like obsession over what I put in my mouth, and the quality of the food. Is it organic? Is it conventional? It has looked like severe anxiety when sitting down to a meal, when going out for a meal, when not knowing what I'm going to be eating. It has looked like restriction and getting to the point of severe hunger where I have no energy whatsoever and can't sleep. It has also looked like intense exercise, periods of obsessive exercise. And so I guess during the course of this period with an eating disorder, it really morphed and changed, and to me it was sneaky. Like, I was like, oh, I'm good, I'm over that eating disorder, and it would just be presenting in a different way. And it's only been in the last year that I've really gotten on top of it, and I don't identify as having an eating disorder anymore. I sought some really cool psychological help. I see a psychologist regularly, and we worked with a technique called EMDR that goes into, I'm going to botch it up, but essentially it untriggered my eating disorder, and I realized that it wasn't mine. This is probably a whole different video. But I realized that eating disorder wasn't mine, that I had taken it on from other people across my life because I'm a very empathetic person, and I don't experience it anymore. To me, food is fuel and delicious, and I'm at complete harmony with it now. And I think it's a really cool space to be in, and I'm super, super grateful that I have had that practitioner who can make that difference in me, but also that I allowed that change because I was ready for it. And we're not always ready for that change. And so that eating disorder and my relationship with food, both positive and negative, really drove me into learning more about it and getting educated more on nutrition. And so I started with a year of distance education with a college doing nutritional medicine, and then that wasn't for me, so I ended up moving to Melbourne and doing a Bachelor of Science, and I majored in nutritional medicine, and that took me 4 years to complete, and it was a whirlwind. I've always had the belief that I'm not smart and that I'm not a hard worker, so studying in that way and having to be really self-directed in that learning was a real challenge to my to my abilities. And my motto was P's get degrees, which, I'm not proud of, but at that point in time, I was such an anxious, traumatized, certain events in my life happened during that period that were severely traumatizing, and I can get into that in a later date. But essentially, where I was at that space, I just had to get through it. And it's really been about what have I done with that degree? How have I added to it? And during that degree, I also did a Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. So I'm a qualified personal trainer as well. And so that blend of fitness and nutrition has just it just ignites a passion and a fire in me, because I love seeing how people can thrive and be more vital. And that's my driving force. My driving force is when a client can come back into the office and they no longer feel pain. They no longer feel the constant cramping that they were feeling that was debilitating and preventing them from sleeping. They don't feel bloated anymore. Their brain has space and energy because the fog has lifted. These changes that I see in clients are changes that I've experienced and seen in myself, and it really just reinvigorates me, and again, it lights that passion to educate. And that's why I started this channel, is to really help. I just want to help people feel good, because we don't. And a lot of us don't feel good. We feel sluggish, we feel tired, we're bloated, we're headachy, we're not sleeping, we're stressed all the time, and these have a really big impact on the body. But I think we've normalized it, and in a way we've also glorified the rush, we've glorified the busy, we've glorified all of this stuff that our body then cops it for, and we sacrifice things like sleep, energy, feeling good for the money and the 9-to-5 job. And I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. And so I'm really passionate about mental health. I'm passionate about gut wealth. I'm passionate about understanding your hormones. These are so important because they drive everything from the way that you feel, to your gastric secretions, to your immune integrity, to the way that you burn fuel, like your fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. And my belief and understanding is that if I can teach you and educate you how your body works, and those little 1% changes that you can make in your everyday life, that can just make the difference overall in the period of a year. If you made 1% change every single day in a year, you'd feel so much better and so different. And that's the goal for me, is to inspire you to create change, to feel good, to feel vibrant, to feel vital and healthy, and to have that zest for life. You know, so many of us are flatlining, and it's not the way that we're meant to be. Especially, life is amazing. Life is full of challenge and hard and sacrifice, but it's also full of joy and connection and love and dancing and laughter. And I think if you can enjoy the ride predominantly of the time, because I've helped you understand your body and how it's working and how to tweak things, then I've done my job, because I believe that we can all feel zesty and we can all feel joy and happiness and comfortable and confident within our bodies. I mean, I know what it's like to feel the opposite of those things. I know what it's like to hate your body, to really talk in that nasty, awful voice, and I still do it sometimes, you know. And that space is not great. It's not a fun place to be, and it's a really hard space to be, because you feel isolated and you feel alone, and you don't want to reach out. You don't want to reach out when you don't feel well, but that's the place where you need to. And so I guess the goal of this channel is to be able to inspire you and to provide a database of resources that you can go to learn and to be educated and to find a sense of community and inspiration, for how to live a zesty, vital, vibrant, healthy life. And the focus with that is on nutrition and movement and how you feel in your body. I will focus a lot on gut and hormonal health, because that's just my passion, and that's where a lot of things will come through. This is totally not edited, and I'm getting messages, and I'm not going to edit it because I'm not an editor, and this is just real life. So this is how it's going to roll. And along the way, leave comments, definitely subscribe, so that you can be notified of updates and when I post a new video. And if you have any requests, definitely send them through. But I guess for now, that's it. That's me. I'll add more things along the way about my journey and how that can really, how I've learned to change things to help me in the long run. So I hope you have a happy day. Again, I'm Jenna Poole, clinical nutritionist, and I will see you soon, or you'll see me soon.